Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I'm here to talk to you about Central Park, our favorite attraction in New York. It's a gigantic park that are dozens of tourist points and cool attractions for you to visit, so pay attention because there will be quick, useful tips that will make a difference on your trip. So give a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and buckle up. Well, for those who don't know, Central Park is located in the middle of Manhattan, which is the island of New York where the principal tourist spots are located. You will probably walk by a couple of these or at least very close to it, because it's just around the corner from Times Square and Fifth Avenue, so you'll always be close. So check it out, plan your route accordingly so that you don't keep having to travel back and forth, so go there, visit, and enjoy the view. First thing you need to keep in mind, you probably won't be able to see all of Central Park unless you dedicate about 3 entire days to visit, so you have to decide if you just want to go one day, walk around to see some of the main attractions, or reserve at least 2 days to try visiting everything, because there are truly many things. The park is actually really big, so there are many attractions, and Americans have the habit of putting attractions inside other attractions. So Central Park has various other tourist points inside to that are worth checking, and they are really cool. One cool thing about Central Park is that it changes every year, so during the 4 seasons everyone says it's 4 different parks, so you have to check it out through the different times of the year. In the winter, it has the layer of ice with the famous skating ring, where the scenery is all white with snow. In the spring, all of the flows. In the summer, people go there a lot to get some sun. So you see the New Yorkers, the tourists laying on towels like it were the beach. There are boat tours which are done in the summer and fall, so all of the times of the year show the beauty and the charm of Central Park in different ways. One of our preferred places in Central Park, and is worth pointing out, it's the area dedicated to John Lennon. It's a memorial that was created in memory of the artist, the singer. He was murdered close to there by his house, so they ended up creating a garden all in memorial to the musician. There is a round symbol there with the word Imagine on the ground that everyone takes a selfie with, though mistaking yours as well. It's a very beautiful place where famous people go from time to time. Street musicians perform there, singing songs from John Lennon's era, so it's a very cool place that is called Strawberry Fields. Find it on the map and don't miss going there because it's very cool, you're gonna love it. Another memorable experience at Central Park is the bike ride or carriage ride through the park. How does it work? Years ago, the carriages were the well-known ones pulled by horses and the passengers enjoyed the tour. But lately there is a controversy over the well-being of the animals, the ride of the animals, because the horses suffer, they work long hours, so they have practically been totally eliminated. It's very difficult to find the horses there any longer. But there are bicycle carriages that they adapt, so it's a person riding a bike attached to a carriage that navigates through the park while you enjoy the ride, but it's very expensive. It ends up being up to $3 or $5 a minute depending on the carriage, so it's an outing that ends being expensive. But you could rent a bicycle and ride through the park on your own, seeing the sights, which is our recommendation. You end up paying on average $15 per hour, but in 1 or 2 hour bike you can explore practically everything in the park. Another beautiful place is the lake, which is the gigantic Central Lake. The landscape is very beautiful. For those who don't know, Central Park is right in the middle of the city. It's very long and sits in the middle of all the beauty and skyscrapers in New York, so the contrast is very beautiful. That huge lake with all the trees around it and in the backgrounds of all the buildings. So the scenery in Central Park is very beautiful. It's cool to explore, take photos, because we will be surrounded with beautiful scenery at all hours of the day and night. So there won't be a lack of photo opportunities. Prepare your camera, take your cell phone charger, because you will take many photos there. Another memorable place is the Bow Bridge. It's a very famous bridge where newlyweds generally take photos of their wedding. People propose marriage there, and it's beautiful, full of flowers, and the background forms a very beautiful scene. But it's difficult to take a photo there without anyone close by because it's always full of tourists. Our tip is try to go early or at the end of the day. If you go during the middle of the day, it's gonna be very crowded and very difficult to take a good photo of yourself. Another famous tourist point that everyone has seen sometimes without even knowing is the Central Park Zoo. Central Park has a zoo, which is a big one that are more than 130 species of different animals. It's the famous zoo in the film Madagascar that you probably have already seen. I don't know if you were aware or not about the zoo, but it's in Central Park. So if you're traveling with children, it's a place worth going to visit. Children love going there and seeing all the animals, and it's close, you're already there, and the access is super easy, it's worth checking out. And there's the Plaza Hotel. It's a very iconic hotel in New York. People like the view from Central Park to the Plaza. It is known for scenes that were filmed there. Macaulay Culkin got lost in the Plaza Hotel, so there are some scenes inside too. So it became very famous. Many people go there just to take photos inside of the hotel, and there are some people that prefer to take photos of the hotel from Central Park, which is a landscape that's good. Another cool place to visit is the Sheep Meadow, which is an open field, very vast, without any trees, just with grass, which is very famous for people sunbathing. So during the summer, sometimes even in spring and fall, if it's a sunny day, we'll see New Yorkers, principally some tourists, laid out during the entire afternoon like they were on the beach, and since they don't have any, they end up using the park for sunbathing to enjoy the sun and enjoying the summer. Restating, New York actually has a beach, but the climate doesn't lend itself to laying out. They aren't very beautiful beaches. There is also a very iconic place, which is the Bethesda Terrace, which is a very well-known fountain for New Yorkers, very iconic for the people who live there. They enjoy visiting the place, and you have to visit as well because it's a very beautiful one and the landscape is very beautiful. It's a gigantic bronze fountain that has a very special meaning to the people who live there. You'll see that it's a very special place, and it's also very beautiful for taking photos. There's the Central Park Carousel, which is very traditional. It is very old but has been very well preserved. Even up to today, it's giving much TLC. Because it's a symbol of the park since the beginning of the park. It has been the happiness of many children, offering fun for the entire family, so they have impeccably maintained and preserved the fountain to today. It's a very cool place as well, not just for kids but for adults as well, to walk, take photos and record. Besides all the tourist points, Central Park has a castle inside of it. That's right, it's a small castle, but it's a castle. It's the Belvedere Castle. It's a very beautiful place for you to go up to the top and take photos. The visual there is very cool, and the contours of a castle in the middle of the park is also very beautiful. If you'd like to visit the castle from the inside, there's an exposition. We ended up not visiting the inside of it because of the lack of time and logistics. We prefer just to visit the castle from afar and take photos of the outside, but for those interested in going, you may do so. There's also the statue of Alice from Alice in Wonderland, together with the rabbits, the Mad Hatter. People like passing by to take photos as well. It's a bronze statue. There are others. There's also the dog statue. It's super famous and represents the history of a dog that at this moment I don't remember what it means, but people like taking photos with this statue as well. And besides all of it, there's also museums inside the park. You can only access the museum from the outside of the park from the street, but they are located inside Central Park as well. There's the Museum of Natural History, that's one of the largest in the world, that you know for the movie One Night in a Museum, which we super recommend visiting. There's also the Metropolitan, that it's the other sensational art museum, which is our second favorite in New York. There's also the Guggenheim, that until today I don't know if this is the right pronunciation, but it's also very cool. So Central Park is centralized in the middle of the major part of the attractions in New York. If you visit Times Square in Central Park, you see that the region has practically 80% of all attractions of the entire city. So they are places where you will probably spend most of your time. Try to set aside at least 2 days to visit Central Park. It's worth it. It's a very enjoyable place. There are places to grab a coffee, food carts that serve hot dogs and other types of food. There are famous sandwich shops because there aren't many places to eat inside the park, but there are a few. And around Central Park there are places to eat, to run. Many people go running around the park and do exercise. There are baseball fields, football fields inside the park as well, so people tend to practice sport in there too. It's a cool place to visit and see the typical American routine for the New Yorkers. It's one of the most preferred places in the world, so take some time and explore. So that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment if you liked the chips, if you thought we missed something, if you already traveled there and visit Central Park. If you found there was a place you enjoyed more or you didn't enjoy, comment below. We like the feedback so we can offer the best tips, and follow us on social media. We are always traveling the world, offering cool tips and showing our routine in a fun laid back way. And don't miss our videos on how to save big on your entire trip to New York. It's a complete video which offers tips for you how to save on everything. Your trip will be much cheaper and much better. So here on the side you're gonna see the playlist with all the other videos about New York organized for you to travel, knowing everything there is to know. And that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have safe travels, and I'll see you next time.